Monday Night Football, baby. We're here.
There's only one other good play on Minnesota.
Touchdown in 46 seconds. Punches back. Touchdown.
Run Pure Sports 2026 UFC is back, folks. We are ready to get some winners, and what's better than getting some big numbers on some futures? We're talking UFC 2026 this week here. John, JSU, man, UFC's back. We're cooking up some winners. We're getting into the rankings. We're going to see where people are. There's some mispriced people in the rankings compared to betting odds, and I'll tell you something. I love plus 100 or 100 to 1 or bigger numbers. I mean, what's better than sweating a huge number? And really, at the end of the day, we want equity. I don't know about you. We want to cash the big ticket, right? But we want to get into the spot. I've had numerous spots over the past few years here where all I have to do is make a bet on the other side and we can win some big money.
Yeah, you've had some big sweats here, some massive odds, long shots, and I remember us talking about it, saying like we got to do this, got to do a future show here for 2026, see if we can find some massive long shots for the people, to sweat out, later on in 2026 here. And DraftKings, shout out DraftKings, they got all the divisions, they got pretty much everyone on the roster, right?
I mean, look at that. Sakara's on. That guy he's got to be cut. That's 4 losses in a row. I mean, literally almost every name is up here on DraftKings Sportsbooks. Bravo to them. There's other markets as well. Pound for pound. I think pound for pound, it's Islam, dude. There's like, if Islam gets 3 fights, it's his. Like, don't even touch that market. I think I was able to talk them into getting that.
Who would be okay? So you're saying that Islam is your pound for pound at the end of the year?
Yeah,
because there's only like 3 guys, right?
Correct.
So the 3 guys are Islam, Ilya, and Hamzat, right?
Correct. I would say outside shot at the heavyweight champion. Who knows? That division's in shambles, right?
Does Poatan have an outside shot?
Why not? I'd have to, right?
If he fought Hamzat or something like that and be, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Probably not. It's probably Islam. You're probably
I'll show you offshore right here. It's Islam, and that's a great number. I mean, we'll jump right into things, right? Like, there's really you nailed it. Khamzat, Topuria. Jones is there, could name value, right? But like Pereira,
we'll be lucky if we get 1 fight out of Jones.
Oh, 100%. I mean, 1 fight and it's going to be another retirement fight, right? Like, it's a legacy fight. White House card. So that's the big thing here. The White House card really kind of is an interesting X factor for this year. And when you're looking at futures in JSU, man, Trump is saying 7, 8 fights, title fights. Honestly, the John Anik interview he had with Jackson, he was leaning towards maybe the schedules are going to line up for that to happen. I still think they max out at 3 or 4. 4 max. They like their 3 title fights. Like, look at the MSG cards. It's 3 title fights. They never go over it.
I think when Trump was talking title fights, I think he was more talking like championship style fights. Like, he was in his head. He didn't. I don't know if he actually meant like actual time. I think he was talking about like we're gonna have 7 or 8, whatever he said, championship level fights. Where like these could all be fights that could hypothetically be title fights. You know what I mean? That we're gonna get on 1 card. You know
name
what
value.
I mean?
Like
name value.
Let's be honest. To Donald Trump, I assume Conor McGregor is still a champion. Like, that's essentially
that's what I'm saying. He's talking about championship level fighters, and that's what he's saying. He's saying we're gonna get 14 to 16 championship level fighters on this. Dana is not gonna let this card have like anyone that sucks on this card. He's gonna give it exactly the way that it should be for this card. And he should, honestly, he should, but obviously they're friends. So there's no way, we're not going to get championship level fights on this. Now, is there going to be, every single belt on the line, Mike? I don't know about that. But
that was the talk, and it's like, no,
yeah.
it's not gonna happen. That is certainly an X factor when it comes to.
What if it was, though? That'd be crazy if it was. That'd be wild.
It doesn't allow in the beginning of this year. Kind of schedules out not a lot of huge title fights until later potentially.
Yeah.
So John Anik certainly was onto something there, but yeah, we talked about pound for pound. Like again, there's just limited options if you're going to go offshore and try to hit those lines. But we are here to break down UFC for 2026, the futures. And
Paul, I think they said Dana was on. I think he was on like with TMZ or something. They were interviewing him, something like that, and he pretty much said that's bullshit. So
yeah,
obviously, who knows? Yeah, he was saying actually that fight's not going to happen, and McGregor and Masvidal, which was another thing, was bullshit. That's no way. So we'll see. I don't know. Who knows with Conor?
Was it going to be like the BMF interim title?
I think this is my guess. My guess is the Patty Justin fight is going to tell us a lot about who maybe Conor gets. Because remember, Dana wants to make these fights awesome. He wants to have in his mind, awesome too, right? So he wants the styles make fights all the time. He wants to make sure these styles check out to have exciting fights and everything like that. And so I think he said, I want to wait until after this card. And he said, not Tuesday or Wednesday, but Monday, they're going into the office and they're going to start working on the White House card. And I think he's basing some of these fighters, you got some good fighters on these cards, right? Derek Lewis is on this card.
Yep.
Guys that Dana White would view as exciting, maybe guys that Trump likes too. Who knows? I'm sure he'll give a little input on guys he'd like, right?
Bryce Mitchell.
Bryce Mitchell. I don't know if Dana likes Bryce Mitchell though, but we'll see. But yeah, no, I think I think we're gonna see Justin Gaethje, Conor McGregor.
Sign me up
that
twice. I'd pay double the pay-per-view, quite frankly. But yeah,
what,
no, not a bad
fight.
Yeah.
See that fight?
Oh yeah, God, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, just absolute banger. But
Banger.
yeah, I mean, what's better to start off a future show than the Queen Valentina Shevchenko's division, man? And I love myself some ugly women's MMA, and I'm looking up and down the board, and it's flyweight, it's Valentina's situation just to really ruin this if she drops the belt. I wish they had a bigger number on Zhang after, Valentina did what she needed to do against her, right? Moving up last year. A couple friends and I were hoping we get like another 0 tacked onto that number because, yeah, it just wasn't competitive. I think it is limited. Look at what we have for numbers, man. -150 for Valentina to hold the title. And again, these bets are just for the 31st of December. So don't worry, they will pay out like January 1st, they will pay out. Like people got a little concerned when they weren't paid out immediately upon the title victory. But Natalia Silva fights this weekend, dude. I mean, Rose Namajunas is 11-1. I mean, it's showing you they have some confidence in now. And she's got a risk-adverse style. You're going to hear a lot of these breakdowns where it's like, you want a path of least resistance, right? Like Aaron Blanchfield doesn't get damaged, goes in, grapples, might strike at distance. Natalia is probably the most difficult fight for anyone in the division, right? And in plus 230, that's not a bad number to start looking at things because eventually Shevchenko's going to decline a little, right?
You would have to think so. I mean, she is an absolute savage though, and just loves competing and fighting and stuff like that. But Natalia Silva, you said it, like her style is just, it's tough, man. It's tough to match for a lot of these girls because her speed, obviously the fact that she's just so good at getting in, getting out, staying at her range, not taking too much damage, and honestly, like lighting people up with her speed and ability. it just makes it for a really tough spot for a lot of these girls that might have like one path.
Yeah.
But I think, obviously, like if you like Rose, I just, obviously I'm a huge
Take the
Natalia
plus
Silva guy.
300 this week.
Right,
If
exactly.
you like Rose,
If you like Rose.
that's a little different story, right? So like when I'm starting to break down a few things when it comes down to futures in the UFC, there's two major key factors. And it's not rankings for me, number one. Number one thing I look for is marketability. Where is the UFC see your stock, right? Let me use my Khalil Roundtree example. They saw him as a stud, right? They saw him as a tough fighter, right? Moved up the rankings, hard hitting. You can market the hell out of him. I think he's got Wu Tang. His dad was the Wu Tang bodyguard. Like there's just subtleties that are marketable. And he had the talent to go up there. So that's the one where I bought him the year before at 150 to 1. And it was more so about the odds. He was already getting main events. So I also look at when people are getting towards the main event scene. Who was scheduled for a main event? Macy Barber. See, that would be a great bet, right? Here's the problem. She didn't make the walk. She hasn't done 5 rounds. So it's a concern as much as I would like to do it. So that number looks pretty good. I mean, the one that was an outlier, why is Wayne Kong 50 to 1? She should be like 150 to 1. I mean, is it because she's the Chinese market? They have tried so hard with these women's divisions to get it into the Chinese market.
I think that's what it is. I think that's what it is, Mike.
Oh, it's frustrating. The one that was really surprising to me was Gabriela Fernandez, just as a name on the top rankings. Again, I've been kind of hounding these lines since they've kind of brewed. Names are getting added. None of these ladies are going to be in a main event either. Let's be honest, right? Like no Apex card, even an Apex card. Macy had it, and I don't think we had one since then. They just said we don't want these lower weight classes. Anything when it comes to the odd side. I mean, Casey O'Neill is a talented.
I like Casey O'Neill. I just think at the end of the day, when we start getting to the top of the top, she's just not going to have as much ability when she fights these type of fighters that can have like elite in one avenue. She's going to struggle because I think she's just like a solid fighter. And when she starts hitting those like top tier fighters that have that just one skill that they can just dominate her with, she's going to lose. The one chick, I'm a big Jasmine fan, but she's just way too hittable. And
the setback, setback is huge. And there's a lot of those. There's a lot of situations where we could buy low on certain people, and you'll see. I'm going to have some crazy numbers. This is certainly not a division that I'm getting crazy at. It's frustrating when there's fighters like a Fiora, right? Like who is the same type of risk adverse as Silva, but I would even keep Silva ahead because she just keeps the distance, doesn't want to engage. Fiora will get in there at least, right? Like fight for your money. So again, not a division I'm super high on. I don't believe I have any. I'm looking at my sheet right now. Any futures necessarily on this one. It would take a lot for somebody to climb quickly, right? And like I said, marketability would lead you towards a Macy Barber, right? Like that's what it would take. I mean, that's where I saw Dern, perfect pivot here last year. Last year, I saw the offshore book have 150 to 1 on Mackenzie Dern to be a strawweight champion. Now, doesn't mean I thought that she was going to do it. You had the
market. That's buying low. That's buying low with marketability right there.
Marketability. She had to have a vacant title for that to happen. Of course, Wiley's going to come back into this division and really shake things up. But like, talk to me about girls like in this strawweight division who like Tatiana Suarez had a setback. You know what I mean? And Verna, who the hell? Like, she's never. I would be shocked if she got another title shot. I took a shot at Loopy.
Her style is not someone that's going to get a ton of shots.
Yeah, I've got to. I really should be going by what these DraftKings are. I'm going to be going all over the place because they are all over the place when it comes to their rankings. Can we let's just hit as it is DraftKings? That's going to confuse the shit out of me if I'm bouncing back and forth. Let's stick on the light heavyweight.
Okay. All right. I was
nice and easy.
I was scrolling back and forth. I do want to also shout this out too. So Big T's doing a season-long MMA contest here. So just like we did for football for the year, we're going to be doing the same thing for MMA this year. So it's $100 for the entire year. It's a one-time payment, $100. All you got to do is go to @BigT44DFS on Twitter. He has it pinned right when you go to his Twitter account. He has it pinned, I'm pretty sure. It's Venmo. Just Venmo him the $100. You'll be in the contest. The contest goes obviously for all the UFC events all throughout 2026. And then at the end of the year, we'll have, depending on how many people get in, we'll either have like a top 3 prizes or a top 5 prizes, just depending on how many people get in. But it's $100 for the entire year, all the cards. So great thing. If you guys want to check it out, like I said, go to Big T's Twitter @BigT44DFS on Twitter, and just got to Venmo him that $100, and you'll be in for the entire year. Get to compete with us. Maybe we'll get Mike in there. Me, we'll get ourselves in there, and yeah, we'll do like a weekly thing, top lineup in there, and see who comes out the victor in the end. So check that out if you're into the season-long MMA DFS stuff for the year.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'll tell you, I've been in those Royal Rumble pools that Big T has done in the past. That guy pays out like, I mean, that thing that's in your account
yeah,
before you blink.
He don't like holding it. It's out. So
yeah, it's very, very nice.
Brady football knows Hector's where the real champs are crowned. That's true. That's true. This is gonna be like the Hector Plus. I should have Big T just name it that. Just give it a plus or something like that.
Yeah. I love it. I love the pools, and I love big numbers. Last thing, if Carly Judy's had like a 2 or 3 fights last year, that would have been a nice number. She's a prospect in the division. Just going to throw that out there. Need to, because remember the volume.
She's another girl though that's super hittable
in green.
Yeah,
very green. We just go to Kamsat's division, right? Like, we knew he was eventually going to become champion. We did not know, for fantasy purposes, he was going to put up 280 fantasy points, like absurd score for fantasy. But according to DraftKings, it's a two-way market between Alex Pereira and Chimaev for the light heavyweight. I mean, look at finally people are catching up to like prospects, right? Like plus 800, 8,000 here on Yakiaev is, it's like, okay. Like Zhang was there, right? He had a main event last year. Now he's set backwards. There's a lot going on in this division too. The problem is he's going to hold it up. He's going to have 1 fight this year, probably. He doesn't fight actively. If he gets 2 fights, you have more outs in this division, correct?
Do we think he could move up to fight Alex?
Oh, man. And that would probably be at the end of the year too, wouldn't it? Because he'd probably have a fight under his belt already.
Well, I don't know, because Alex probably wants to fight John Jones, right? Is like the goal for Alex.
I'd say so. I mean, it has to be. It's the fight to make.
And who do they want Hamza to fight?
That's the problem, right?
Like you said, he's only going to fight what, twice this year?
You
don't even think he gets 2? You think he gets 1?
Well, I think they've already booked out to, say, late March, if that they're starting to book for, and he's not in any talks. And all he did was take a guy down 20 times.
So my issue is, so we got the Olberg, that's booked, right? Olberg Yuri is booked. Yeah. Okay. So the winner of that, right? Hypothetically, right? Mm-hmm. The winner of that could potentially get the next shot.
Yeah. I mean, light heavyweight is,
or no, you don't think so?
They should. And that's the problem is does Chimaev just immediately in his next fight move up? This is light heavyweight. If you didn't know, this is the light heavyweight.
I know. So I think Azamat at 25-1 is interesting. My worry is
he gets steamed.
Hamzat doesn't like go up or anything, and he only fights twice. He might not get the chance until 2027 is my only worry.
Is there a point where there's nobody holding the belt towards the end of the year on this one? And I think there's a chance that there is.
Oh, well, then he's live.
Right. So like almost any of these numbers past Pereira would be interesting because that would probably mean Chimaev doesn't move up. I don't think he's going to move up just to fight for an interim, or not interim, because interims
He's
aren't
going
going
to
to
move
matter.
up for like a big fight
Yeah,
if he's going to move up. So,
I mean, there's just Modestus fights this weekend, 150. We're not touching that with a 10-foot pole. It's a tough division. There's a lot of these divisions that are held up by fighters that are injury prone, that are.
Look at Khalil Roundtree though, 100 to 1. And
I know. That.
And he almost won that fight with Yuri. Where would he have been if he beat Yuri?
Where would he be?
Yeah.
He'd be holding hands at plus 600. He'd be right there.
They like Khalil Roundtree. And Khalil Roundtree fights in like they're bloody. They're exactly what Dana wants, fighting style wise.
Who was the one that knocked out Ming Yang? I'm trying to remember, in Hong Kong or China. I forget which one it was. Like they would be
Johnny Walker.
Yeah.
Was it Johnny Walker?
Yeah, let's be honest.
Oh my God!
I'd rather buy some Johnny
Walker. Am I right? It was
Johnny Walker? It was because everybody was like, "What the hell happened?" It's like a 2 or 3 to 1 underdog. I think we woke up and we were like, "What the hell happened?" Because it was overseas.
Yeah, that's crazy. So who
By the way,
be careful because
there's so you were thinking the same thing I was. Marketability, Khalil. The problem is 2 straight losses, so he's gonna have to get a quick win type of situation in the summer. Probably make the turn a little bit quicker. Big numbers, we're not going way down there. I'll tell you that much. Umar C is a dark horse. He should have a main event here in the first quarter.
That dude sucks. He's so bad.
I know, but he should have a chance to have like some sort of situation. Well, here, we would have had a clear situation with Bogdan if he actually got a win and didn't draw. That's the
true.
number to take. Like
that's true. I like that take more than the side take. I like that take.
Oh no, for sure, and it makes sense, right? Like you have to look at the poor Chinny guys grouped up together, Rakic and Reyes, right? Like A+, put them both together as like the same guy with a good chin, and they're going to be way up the board. I don't hate a stab on Guskov. I don't hate it at all. He's going to get a main event, and it's too bad. They might rematch, and he might have a main event, right? Like that's the situation.
He's the style of fighter that they like.
Yeah. Krylov fights this weekend as well. Don't believe in that. Don't believe that at all. There's a lot of raw talent, right? And we need more people like when I was betting Khalil when he was marketable. There's not a lot of marketability here. When you have a freaking Yakiayev, right, at plus 8,000, it's like that's telling that there's not a lot. So it's wide open. I think you have time to bet this. What I like to do is also see when things get scheduled to actually pull the trigger, right? And you get a little bit more clearness. So agree with you on Azamat. I actually have tickets on him somewhere. I know that at plus 40 to 1. I'm not talking 40 to 1s and 100 to 1s because I always mess it up. But that's one where people are really underrating him, right? We don't really know what he is. What is he going to look like when he gets up the food chain past the Chinny guys, right? So that's a nice one in Guskov. Those are 2 longer shots I like. And I think you and I are leaning towards some shakeup by the end of the year, right? Like whether it be Chimaev moving up or
we would need it because Chimaev, if he just holds the belt and only fights twice, our guys probably won't get the 2 fights.
Do you think there's a world where you should be betting like 0.5 on Pereira and then taking a shot like on a couple other people just so you have that safety if Pereira just defends and holds?
Yeah, you could do that.
A little bit more safety type of deal. Make sure you have a floor if nothing changes.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's probably like the safer way to go about it. But
I don't think Anton Turkalji's in the UFC anymore, but
no.
The Pleasure Man was a pleasure doing business with, I'll tell you that. The UFC welterweight division, Islam's division, minus 200 seems like it should be what? Minus 500? It should be equal to his money line in fights. The number was Topuria. That's the number that you should be betting if it was plus 2,500, right? Like it should be 25 to 1. Dark horses immediately upon me looking at this. I wanted Jacoby Smith, but he's going to be next year's prospect. I'll tell you that.
He's going to be next year, but I'm with you. I'm with you. He's got the game.
Right now, you're going to be looking at guys like, I think Venom Page is marketable. I don't think he's going to do it. I think he's going to get taken down and mauled.
Problem with him is he's marketable until he gets in the cage. Then he's not, and then you're mad. Dana's mad. Everyone's mad because he's just he doesn't go. He doesn't go. It's like you're hitting the button, but it's frozen. That's what it is.
Or he's doing like some breakdancey.
Yeah, but that shit doesn't like actually do damage. That's just, people might be like, ooh, for the first 3 minutes. But when you're in a 15 or 25-minute fight, after a round, people aren't going to be oohing and on anymore while you're dancing in the cage. It's like,
well, the welterweight division is so top heavy that you can get good numbers on guys. I will tell you one right now.
Look at JDM at 20-1.
No, you're not looking far enough. Gabriel Bonfim just came off a main event at the Apex against Randy Brown. Okay, this is one of my bigger bets when it comes to bigger numbers and with a game plan. He was in a main event. He's an unknown. He gets the win at the Apex and his number continues to be triple digits. It's value on it, right? You got to look at the weight division where the rankings are. He's number 11 in the world. So I like to compare position versus the odds. And it's like the same thing when you do PGA, right? Like, you know this. If you have a guy mispriced, like dramatically, I believe Pat Mayo years ago, right, was the Danny Willett play. Remember that year where Danny Willett did it? Yep. That's what I learned was he was ranked like 30 in the world, but he was priced like he was a bum, like a scratch golfer. This is the type of situation. When it pans out, you look like $1 million. And all you need him to do is get there. I mean, I've done a lot worse. I've made dumb bets. It's just so top heavy. Look at the names. I mean, it's a cluster. From 4 on in, any of these guys could be champion if, I don't know, a banana peel slip from Islam. I mean, what are we looking at? The problem is Prati's priced like he's right there. Belal's priced the other way. He's 100-1. It's wild. The welterweight is a mess. There's a few of these divisions that are a mess because a guy like Islam's going to clear the whole division out, right? So then my thought process is trying to go attack the guys like the Bonfims. Why is Gilbert Burns still ranked? You know what I mean? How the hell is Covington still ranked? Let's be honest.
I mean, he shouldn't be.
Yeah.
He shouldn't be.
But I mean, you and I both like Jacoby in the future. It's such a talently enriched division. That's the big thing. Like, look, a Joel Alvarez
here is absolutely brutal.
I mean, yeah. From do we even get Jack in? I don't think you do. I think you go Topuria on in. It's those are the names. I just like the trajectory of a guy like a Gabriel Bonfim because he's going to have to face. He's going to have to face a guy like a Michael Venom Page, a guy like Jack Della, and I honestly think the line would be a lot closer than people thought. If Gabriel Bonfim and Jack Della fought right now, it'd be a lot closer. It's just too soon for a lot of these prospects. That's another prospect to look at. That dude on the Contender Series that iced the kid from Boston, Jean-Paul Lesbazian. He had the head kick. He was a jiu-jitsu kid. Very good name. But, I mean, believe it or not, Randy Brown would have been like 80-1 if he won that main event against Gabriel Bonfim. I don't hate the take just from a long shot perspective. Last name I'll give you is Amosov is a massive one. And again, I think Gabriel Bonfim is the play, just straight up. I'm just giving a name of he came over right from Bellator PFL. He gets the win. I like
him too. Exactly. I like him.
He's due for a main event next. They're going to bum rush him up. They're not going to make him wait.
They're going to give him like a fight night card main event type thing.
100%. But I think we can agree it's probably Prati's on up. I mean, Topuria as well. But I have questions.
Who do you think gets the last shot?
The year.
Who do you think gets the first shot?
First shot is going to be Usman because of another, and it's not because of that price.
After Usman, who do you think is the next guy? Do you think it's Gary?
You and I can agree it should be Rakhmonov, but I think that's a huge question mark.
I think he's a huge question mark.
Gary would be after Usman because I think you can build towards that, right? Like, I think you can have Gary in the crowd start chirping, right? I think they can kind of build that matchup against Makhachev because Makhachev isn't going to sell things himself. He's getting a little bit more verbal as he's getting older, right? Like he's like
I'm
taking
going to
on the
tell you
heavy
right
business.
now, that Gary Makhachev fight, it's going to suck to watch
Ugh.
from like a viewer's perspective because those guys are going to fight so smart.
No,
And
Prates would be the worst one out of them all. He's going to be on his back, but
well,
just
yeah,
neither
that's
here
true.
or
He's
there.
going to be on his back. I
Who,
think
who,
Michael Morales is like the most wild card
oh,
because
definitely.
he's just so big. He's
Oh,
just so friggin' massive. But I still think Islam would just find a way to get him down.
a lot of
Probably,
these things are about timing, right? Like, because Morales, a lot of these numbers I remember seeing 2 months ago, and those would have been for this market, would have been
right.
double digits, and it would have been double digits on Morales, Prates, like higher on Prates for sure. I don't think the books even caught up on like a Taporia being involved. I think they just slotted him in late with a pretty decent number, an accurate number, right?
Which, by the way, they know that everyone wants to see that fight. They know that. They
Yeah.
know everyone wants Islam and Ilya. So I don't know. They got to be saving it for something. They got to be because they got to have that like in the back of their minds, like that maybe they
A
don't.
Saudi
They
card.
don't probably.
I mean, they're going to pay the most for it. They're going to want it, and it's that part of the world. Honestly, hate to say it, probably deserves it.
I mean, but is there a fight that's bigger than that?
No,
You
not
know what I
in
mean?
this
That's
division
the
for sure.
biggest fight to make in 2026.
But do you remember Rachmanov's monumental up the card, and then he just gets injured and is out for a while or whatever?
Yeah,
And it's
I
like
remember.
it's a guy like that shouldn't be at 5-1 because we don't even know the question marks, right? Like if he even gets in the cage.
I would rather go Morales or Gary for sure. I think
Yeah.
Gary has the best shot because I think he has the best shot of like winning a close decision against Islam. Whereas like all these other guys, I could see it going like really bad where like Islam just dominates. Whereas I think Gary has like the best shot of winning some like shitty split decision.
Yep, and the best number that's gonna crash is that Bonfim number. There's no these numbers crashing doesn't do anything for you. You know what I mean? Like you can't buy back, especially with the minus 200. We're moving slow here. Let's get past the Nico prices. The Phil Rowe. You ever gonna play Phil Rowe again?
I don't think so. I think
Okay.
I'm done. I think I'm
Thank you.
done playing Philly Row.
Lightweight, Ilya Toporia's division. Some people would even argue it's Armin Zarukian, the unproven champion yet, right? Wink, wink. But I mean, we have Patty Pimblett this week in Justin Gaethje, and Gaethje's at 5-1. I'm like, I feel like that number should be a little bit higher. Immediately, doesn't your head goes? It's got to be Benoit Saint Denis. I mean, I got him a tiny bit bigger, probably plus 2,500. You can't touch a guy like they're gonna have a certain style to beat Topuria, right? You need to look at this division in a lightweight division and say, what am I going to be targeting?
Unless he moves up to fight Islam.
Correct, which we would like, right?
Oh, I would. That's how we win. Unless because I think the only person Ilya is losing to is Armin. Unfortunately, Armin's the only one that has a chance, and I don't even know if he wins.
Armin cleared the division for him.
He did.
I'm dead serious with that comment. I mean, look at all these names. Armin beats. You know, it's like I don't know. It's frustrating, and it's like you have people in this division that have name value. Look at the names. Patty's 3-1. Armin, obviously, clearly the next one. But they're eating some of the value, right? Like Holloway and Oliveira necessarily shouldn't be 7-1 or 8-1. It's name value, right? So we're able to get on a Benoit Saint Denis. I mean, there's again another division where you have a lot of opportunity. Manuel Torres, I just noticed. This is the reason why I'm going to say this. He's ranked, right? Like I look for mispriced. And if he's number 13 in the world, you're telling me that he should be 250 to 1 by the end of the year. I mean, I'm not saying by any stretch of the imagination that he's going to get there, but that is an incorrect price.
Yeah, no, I like Manuel Torres. I even like you see some of these guys like Ruffy and Ignacio Bermudez up here at 100 to 1, 150 to 1. Nazim Sadikov. It's interesting. They got Sadikov at 100 to 1 too.
I think that is it Tajikistan or no, he's like he's some of those wild countries, right? That they have a loyal following. I wouldn't be surprised if some of these guys get nuked by like $5 bets from their home country, like a million $5 bets. You know what I mean? Farasim is another one. I mean, when you talk about risk adverse, this guy has sneakily been relevant in all of his fights. I mean, you take like a small little like 0.1 of all of your unit size. It's not a bad bet because you're looking at positive. Like, and by the end of the year, if one of these names cracks into the top 5, they're right there, and that's what I look for. And I look for the big numbers. It's just we all know who's going to be champion. Again, I can't stress it enough. You want to have the opportunity to have one of those big numbers get to the title fight. Say October, November, December.
Yeah.
Then you bet the other side. You can hedge out and be A-okay, and you're all set. And honestly, we all know that Tawari is probably going to move up too, right?
Yeah. I mean, I would assume so. Then you're fighting the rest of the division pretty much at that point. So it's like, do they give Arman a title shot? I mean, I don't. Who knows how badly the Dana White is hurt or whatever, and makes him wait. I have no idea, but
I mean, there's an argument for Volkanovski as well, but I think the clock's ticking there, right? Like,
it would have to be like the right fight. He's gotten starts by some of the Taporia, and I don't know. I don't know, but I do like some of these like long shots. I mean, what about Jalen Turner? He looked pretty good in his way back. What about
I really love that. I love that call because I mean he was a top stud as we were what are we are people the fans slamming the lines. DraftKings had to refresh it.
I mean, he was fighting like the Mataush level fighters up here. What's he ranked right now? Gamrot, Physique, those type of level fighters.
Yeah, and honestly, he's not ranked yet because he just got back in. Remember, Jalen Turner. So it's like, what are we supposed to do with him? Are we supposed to price him like? And I think he's a main event away, right? Like he's going to be in a high level fight next.
He's someone I could see getting a fight night main event at some point.
Let's just talk about the plus 25 gajillions here, right? Like Turner, Ziam, and Torres. Who's most likely to get a main event out of them? I would say the Mexican guy. They like the guy with the heart, the flashy striking. Nobody likes Ziam's style. I can make a point for him over Turner as well because they got the French market, right?
Yeah, I like that. I like that take here.
It's really
didn't Torres lose to Bahamondes though? Didn't he get starched by Bahamondes, if I remember correctly?
Yes, but I think he won it all back by knocking out what's his name, Grant Dawson, right?
Oh yeah, he did.
He got it all back, like everything that was starched, he got right back by.
Look at Dawson at 80-1. Like Dawson's got no shot.
That's a bad bet. Like they're like, let's put a bigger number, trying to get people involved, right?
Yeah.
And the thing is, none of these guys here, I think, have that 5-round. You know what I mean? Outside of Volkanovski on down, have the 5-round. That's the problem.
This is a banger one. Give me this. Ruffy versus Torres.
Oof. Oh,
that's
man.
a fun one.
Oh boy. For like 5 rounds.
For like a main event. Yeah.
No, give me an Apex. So they just go to war for 5
That's what I'm saying. Like a Apex main event. Give me that.
Oh, Jim Miller's here for Infinity. Some of these names are hilarious, by the way. We don't have the time to go through it, but it is quite funny. When I look at volatile situations, featherweight, man, there's another rich division, right? Like when Steve Garcia is plus 1,000, saying a lot because
Steve.
Zalal is arguably better, when we talk about risk adverse and stuff, than a Steve Garcia. I mean, Steve Garcia has better odds than Sean O'Malley.
I like Zalal. 40-1 on Yusuf Zalal. How is Arnold Allen better than him? Zalal's been awesome.
Well, I'll tell you why.
Tell me.
Arnold Allen this weekend.
Yeah,
remember, Gene Silva was in a title eliminator last fight out. So that was one of the names I was going to say was Arnold Allen. And I bet you it's because I told a couple people. Because he beat Silva, he's right there, right? Like he's literally Silva versus Lopes.
Oh, because he's got the matchup to put him towards the top, is what you're saying.
Correct. I like Zalal on paper more because I just think he's risk adverse. I think he's got a great camp.
That's true because if UFC sees that him beat Gene Silva, they're gonna take notice. They're gonna be like, oh shit, he beat Gene Silva. That's a good win right there.
Right? Like he beat the dog. There's a couple names that stick out. Sterling, that number was like way higher, up towards the 25 to 40 to 1s earlier in like as early as 2 or 3 weeks ago. People got privy to it because he's got that grappling style. He's got a little bit of striking, right? Like, and he's got that name value of being a former champion. So that I wouldn't really touch that price. I'm all about price. It's name, commodity. Where's the price? I'm going to give you a bigger name that needs to shit or get off the pot. Patricio Freire, man. If he's got the highlight reel, he's old. They got to push him up quick, right? But
he's old.
But the problem is he's not going to get there. I just think now or never.
What about Kevin Vallejos? He might be a year away.
Isn't that interesting? Kevin Vallejos. Let's give me a little thing. What Run Pure Sports? Is there a Discord that we sign up for that we get?
Yeah, there is.
There is. I think that main event took place at like for our East Coasters at like a 1 a.m. like they made the walk. He made the walk, knocked the head off of what's his name in his last fight. Oh my god, I'll pull it up in a second, but it was plus 2,500 or 250 to 1. I'm in on that number. They see the world in him. And here's the path for Kevin Vallejos. You should get in on this number. That number is really bad right now. He already has his fight scheduled against Josh Emmett. He cooks Josh Emmett. He's right there.
Giga. That's who you're thinking of.
Thank you. Yes, he murdered Giga. Yeah, I'm going to rely on you pulling up the little odds and ends that I need because he beating Giga in that fashion is very impressive. This number is bonkers. I'm in with you, and I'm in twice because I do have a 250 to 1. Talk about him beating Josh Emmett. He's right there because he did get beat by who? Gene Silva in the Contender Series.
And I'm telling you right now, the UFC loves doing this where they set up these things, and I could totally see, Gene Silva had a chance. And then he lost, obviously, but they'll gladly give Gene Silva another chance. But they totally would love if Kevin Vallejos went out, starts one other guy, and you could get like a Kevin Vallejos Gene Silva rematch, and like from the Contender Series. They have the
highlight footage.
Oh, they have it all ready to go.
They cooked it all up. That number, if we get off this show and people are not at least putting a few bucks on that and that line is there, I'm going to be shocked because I'm so happy you said that name because that is my name of the entire year.
I got to bet it right now just so I don't forget.
Well, again, they have the Silva situation. Silva at 5 to 1 is a horrible price tag. He's so low volume. I mean, think about Vallejos 5 rounds. This guy's going to go. He's going to push the gas down and go, go, go. That's the best bet that I have made for this year. Was 250 to 1. Love it.
Let's
talk about the favorites just to get through this thing. I think Volkanovski is going to meet the Father Time relatively soon. I hate to say it. I think he's going to slow down. You have to immediately look at a guy where Avalev, who nobody wants to fight, right? Like that's another name. But this is a division that's not going to get held up. Volkanovski likes to fight. I think that you're at least going to see this one twice, right? Like minimum 2 times. If Volkanovski goes 5 rounds and like blankets one of these fighters, it could go even further.
And Volkanovski said like he thinks like Lerone, Mozart, like these are the next guys. So how many times do we get Volk fighting?
Well, if he's good, if he loses,
well, if he loses, that's different. But I'm saying if he wins, like
2 to 3, because I think he usually is on that 2. Like 3 would be maxed out. I
think 3 would be maxed out for sure.
Who did Lama lose to? Right, Steve, right? Steve knocked him out in the main event. Okay, so that's who took that place. Yeah, I'm happy you're there. Tommy McMillan just got booked. That's a funny name to be right there. At least we're nailing the names I want to nail, right? That's the idea, is to get some of these names, talk you guys into positive EV bets, because again, Kevin Vallejos, just gonna say it again for the clip, is gonna be right there, and he's going to have this fight against Gene Silva after he takes care of Josh Emmett. Book it. It's going to be done, because if Gene Silva loses, even if he gets a win against Arnold Allen, what does a win against Arnold Allen do for Gene Silva? Puts him in this cesspool. Let's move down over to the next division here.
Look at the difference in odds. Vallejos and DK and Bet Online. What's that? Well, you gotta tell us.
It is plus or 25 to 1 versus 150 to 1. I know that right away without even going to it.
It's 25 to 1 over there.
It is 25 to 1.
I just put $100 on it. All right, I'm in.
Nope. It's crashed. It's crashed. Sorry. 12 to 1. My bad for getting plus EV on my bet.
12 to 1. Yeah. Kevin Vallejos.
Yes, at BOL it is, in fact.
Wow, that's crazy.
I may have maxed it for the 25 to 1 there, just for some extra.
See, I think this is our better chance here, as we get like Lopes wins, and then they start looking at styles and fights, which they're gonna do, because this Paramount thing, like I think they're gonna do that even more, where it's all about the fights. They're gonna want exciting fights and stuff. They're gonna push that even more. So the exciting fighters are gonna move up the chain, and you can't tell me like Kevin Vallejos is not one of the more exciting fighters. Like, look at all these guys up here and tell me Kevin Vallejos isn't more exciting than like a majority of these guys. Like Gene Silva, I think Gene Silva is pretty exciting, just because, like, he does like the bar thing, and he goes forward, like he goes for it, like they like that. He barks. Lerone Murphy, Steve Garcia
doesn't do anything.
But Steve Garcia is fun because he knocks people out, so they like that. They like that. Aljo, though, come on, right?
Again, that's a perfect situation, right? Like he would need to blanket one of these top guys, and then
they probably don't like Yusuf style as much. I think Sean O'Malley's kind of come back to earth.
I'm so happy you said it and I didn't have to say it. Kevin Vallejos, 26. It is soon. We know betting into it that it is a little bit too soon, but the number for a guy who was 13 ranked,
I'm gonna bet it next year. I'm just gonna keep betting it until it happens.
Well, Gene Silva as well. Look, right, 10 to 1, number 10 in the world. That fight's right there to be made. The Emmett fight puts him just in a beautiful spot. That is my favorite, literally my favorite bet. Even at 150 to 1, I have added onto it since I had the 250 to 1. Flyweight division is held up. Let's just be honest. We know they're gonna run it back. Pantoja Javan.
He's already working out. I saw him hitting pads.
Some of these guys are just incredible. How? He
didn't need surgery, I guess. I don't know.
It's wild. Talk me through the flyweight division from I love the all action fights. I love this type of situation where there's like a minus on any of these futures, right? Because you're going to get good prices on everybody. I'm going to throw out a name. Fuck it. I just asked you to do it. I'm
fucking throw out a name. What the hell? I'm here for you to give me winners.
You want a winner?
Yeah.
Charles Johnson knocked out Joshua Van.
He did.
What is he in this fight this coming week? A favorite. Why is he priced like he's a scrub? He is not that bad. He's a journeyman. He's got to work his way up. I've made worse bets. That 150 to 1 shouldn't be there by the end of the week if he gets the win over Perez, who has a better price tag. That's wild. These prices should be reversed. I like to bet into guys that are ranked, right? Like, let's look at this flyweight division. It's somewhat wide open after the same situation where there's top guys, right? There's
Well, what sucks is,
Cap,
like you said, we're going to get the rematch. So we're going to have to wait for that rematch.
But this division is going to flip-flop. So they are going to rematch. Tyra could easily slot in before him. I think that they really like
What about
Tyra.
Manel Cop, man?
Well, that fight, Tyra and Cop is a great fight, but that's neither here or there. We're looking for
it is a really good fight. I agree with you.
Okay, so I gave you Charles Johnson,
about my
number 13.
boy Koji?
Okay.
Or Gucci?
So that number was bonkers before his win last time.
I believe it. I believe it.
Here's my dark horse of the division. Kazakhstan's own Asu Almabayev. I like his 20 to 1. He's got a risk adverse, take you down, hump your leg. That's fine. But 20 to 1, by say he gets there to the title, I can hedge it out. If he gets the title shot, I could hedge it out before I know it's the last fight of the year. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like he could get there. That's a nice tag on him, honestly.
My issue with Asu is Koji fucks him up. Manel Cop fucks him up.
Yeah.
Tatsuro Taira's better at what Asu does good. He's better than him at that. So, like, and Joshua Van, he fucks him up too. Yeah, Pantoja's better than him at what he does best. So it's like, what he needs a lot of these guys to clear out is my point. I get the 20 to 1, but he's gonna need a lot of help.
Oh no, I 100% agree. And honestly, that's why I kind of pointed to Charles Johnson before saying him. You know what I mean? Like,
I like the value play with Charles Johnson, I think.
Yes, and that's why it's like, if I'm trying to take a shot against some of these champs, right, it's trying to get a bigger number. I'm not trying to just get the winner, like Natalia Silva, right? Like, I didn't bet Natalia Silva, and I'll tell you why. It's because if I'm betting Joshua Van, he's still going to get his 3 fights. This division is going to flip-flop, right? Like, they're very competitive fights in this division. There's not, like, if Charles Johnson faced any of the top 5 guys, he might be plus 250 at most.
Well, I think he would be around plus 200, probably.
But it just falls. I mean, it falls down off a cliff. Like, Charles Johnson, it's like, okay, where's the cutoff? You said Haraguchi, right?
Yeah.
That's a terrible price. It's that price
terrible.
When he was.
Well, it's a terrible price. I'm just saying, who do I think? I think like someone like him or Cop are the guys.
Royval. They freaking love him, and they would love to do a rematch with Royval and Van.
Dude, that was a banger.
They can say 3 rounds were the most strikes.
And what could they do? That last drop where he fell, that 3rd round was, it could have went either way before that drop.
Mm-hmm. And also, I mean, there's some veterans down here like Timmy Elliott that, like, he would really have to get hot. And he's done it before.
I like the Royval shout more because what Royval needs, he needs someone to take out Pantoja. So he needs Pantoja to get out of there because he's not doing that. He needs to fight like a Joshua Van where he can get off his volume and stuff like that. That's who he needs here.
What Tumarov I think he might have had a main event and lost. I'll have to look him. I don't even worry about that name.
Yeah.
There's so many of these OVs across these divisions now. My head spins. But like Rhea Tezora is like a year off if he can develop a little freaking more. He's the wrestler, right? Like, he's the one that just grapple wrestles. I'm pretty sure.
He's
like,
the dude who he fought.
He lost.
He lost to who though? Was it Van? Who did he fight?
Yes, because
people loved him.
He had a million strikes. He got outstruck, but had most control time or some shit.
Oh, no, he had some control, but he did nothing with it, and he lost.
It's so bad. Like, Azat Maxim lost to another, like, scrub. Like, these names just get worse and worse. So, I mean, look at the guy who was in the main event is 500 to 1. Remember, against Tyra.
Yeah.
But anyways, women's bantamweight, Kayla Harrison. Don't touch this with a 10-foot pole, and I'll tell you why. It is going to be a cluster because of the injury. There's no way in hell that they're going to strip Kayla Harrison. It's just not going to happen. That fight with Nunes is going to be the one that's going to happen. The names are wild, though. Like, look at these prices. When I've been, like, looking, I'm like, Beatrice Mosqueda. Remember, she looked $1 million.
Is already 15-1. Jeez.
You and I are on the same. I love this. Yeah, you're getting the names that I'm clicking on, right? Like Beatrice should be realistically at a 0. It should be 150. But people are getting smart on these futures because this division is shallow. Cavalcanti, these are not names you like to say out loud, really. Norma is really probably the best name, but like she did not look good last time and didn't win the fight, but won. There's really there's nothing of value. Cornoli, no thank you. Pereira lost her last fight. It's a cluster. So this is the one that I thought we could easily go over, right? Like,
yeah, I'm with you. I mean, I
honestly, and this is wild to say, there's probably value on betting on the favorite because she's going to be the favorite. I think the line's already out, right? I think it was like -1 something, 190, 180 for Harrison. And probably has come down on Nunes. So that's probably the play because it's probably going to be held up. And if that injury does keep her out a year, you're cashing the bet, even if she doesn't fight, dude. That's a rare situation that you can get. Women's strawweight division. Couple names. I got Loopy. She just got booked, okay? And I'm going to tell you why. And these aren't, I'm jumping to the names that I bet at big. This is not a bettable number at 17-1. I got her at 50-1. You know who she just got booked with?
No, who'd she get booked with? I didn't see it.
She got booked against Tatiana Suarez. She puts her right into play. And honestly, Tatiana's health-wise, I feel like is going down, honestly, in the third round. Gudunias in the third round could end her. Like, that's how the health situation
I like that. My girl is right next to her, though. Fatima Klein.
That number was wild. Before she dominated Angie Hill, that number was like...
I wish I got into this before she dominated Angie Hill because she's
that's
real.
The cool thing about MMA. You can get creative and start thinking as they're fighting and dominating and when they're talking her up like a WWE matchup, right? You know, you can get in on these types of markets. That's the fun thing. That 16-1 is a good number. I agree. They have no faith in Dern being the champion at the end of the year. The problem is we all know she's going to face Wiley next. The good thing about Wiley is she does defend constantly, right? They'd love her to fight 2 to 3 times a year for sure.
Which
I'm surprised you didn't say Tanera. I'm shocked.
That could get us like the Loopy or the Klein matchup easily.
Well, there's one more name. I'm going to move my cursor over so you don't know who it is. There's one name that just got booked against somebody who just fought for the champion. She fought this fighter right here.
Who?
Or got booked against this fighter. This fighter fought the champion last.
Who did?
Tabitha Ricci just got booked against Verna Jernadova, and she's 35-1, and she's risk adverse. She's very, very marketable.
She is.
I think there's 2 names you click: Ricci, Gudunias, and you move on. If you want to play it safe, you bet on Zane and use that as the.
You skipped over my girl Fatima like that. That's bullshit.
I'm sorry.
That's some bullshit.
Hey, you want to do like 0.25 on those, and then do what you want to do. But is Fatima
starch and loopy?
Oof. Can't wait until we break that show down. But that's going to be a fun one. But you like the thought process, Ricci.
Loopy's going to be crying. She needs to take a shit in the second round because she doesn't want to be in the cage with Fatima.
Yeah. You know what a fun fight is? Fatima and Tatiana.
Yeah. That would be a good fight. I'd like that fight.
But I'll tell you what they're going to do. They're going to do Jan and Fatima because Jan has nothing booked. has been terrible against grapplers.
That's
So
a great fight,
so they're
but
gonna-
Fatima has grappling.
that's why they're going to do it. They're going to say,
Yeah.
here's your showcase. Take out the veteran at this stage that had name value and fought for the title. So
I can see
there's some names that you guys can play with. Again, I think Ricci and Godinez. Godinez is not really bettable. That number is wild for somebody who's going to face who just fought for the championship. I think that's the play right there is Ricci. And I really don't hate your client. Honestly, I do think she's super talented. There's nothing booked. She hasn't had the 5 rounds, right? They haven't marketed her yet. I mean, isn't the marketing that she's training with Aaron Blanchfield? I mean, you kind of hope that they both go up together and are on a pay-per-view back-to-back fighting for championship or something. That's the way that they market her.
That's the way you get it right there.
Absolutely. It looks like, did they just like close all the lines, or am I just losing it?
No, it might just be like moving or something like that. I don't know. Sometimes that happens where it starts moving like that. Whatever.
Yeah, no, I'll give it one more shot just to see if I'm, if it's
so who's like your overall favorite out of all these long shots we talked about? Who's like the one?
Who's the one
to
do it? So I took the screenshots of what I liked the most, and it is just, I'm just gonna throw out the names again. The Loopy is one. Tabby. You're gonna hate this. We haven't talked about it yet. I know we're at the hour mark. We can kind of wrap things up. Joe Pfeiffer is fighting Israel Adesanya.
They like Joe Pfeiffer. Yeah. If he knocks out Izzy, they could push him up.
Of course they will.
What's his number right now?
I'm gonna have to log in to grab it. I was just looking to goof around. So he would be in what? Well, light? No.
What's Atiba's number? He's probably a year or two away. I think he's like super raw.
It's wild. So I don't know if like they closed some or what. Like, who the hell knows?
You can't find him now.
No, like look, like I went all the way down to the bottom of the page and they just poof,
gone.
But we can use BOL. So we've gone over Kamzat. We've gone over Taporia. See, some of these numbers, Taporia was like -200 on DraftKings. Lightweight, we did that. Oh, heavyweight. Like we have to talk about heavyweight, right? Like we'd be doing a shame if we didn't. Gone and Aspinall is the fight. We all know, blah, blah, blah. I don't think John Jones is at all bettable in any circumstance. Pereira, almost at any number is interesting because I think he's finally going to have to make the jump, right? Like the UFC doesn't want him to, but he should. The biggest movers this year was Walter Walker, number-wise, and Acosta. Those numbers are the ones that both crashed.
I'm sure Acosta's number just skyrocketed.
Yeah. Somebody like Towson I do have a bet on him. Like I've got a lot of little shots on fighters. Towson's right there, and he's not booked. I don't believe he took out Lewis last, and that's the situation that's going to happen. Gable, look at Gable Stevenson. He's not even in the UFC yet. 40-1 next year.
He's gonna get there soon. He'll get there.
Yep, next year it is. Like look at the numbers for like how wild. Your boy is the favorite at flyweight on BOL.
Yeah, that kind of checks out. Me at least.
What were some of the other women's ones that we were missing? Yeah,
from which division?
I'm trying to figure it out myself, but no biggie. We're right at the hour mark anyway, so we're good. But perfect. Yeah, these bigger numbers I like. I told you I like the Tabby Ricci because that number should be gone by, when she fights Verna and wins against Verna. That number is going to be like 650. You and I obviously clearly love Vallejos. We might be a year early, but that number is too good to be true. Pulling up DraftKings right now to get a little bit more. Also, thought process this year for DFS. Any things you learned from last year? I wanted to ask you that before we get off here because I thought, last year I learned a couple things.
Well, I mean,
the youth movement.
Go into it because the youth movement. What do you mean the youth movement?
Oh, there's a lot of guys that I put stock into to win fights that were, oh, they're going to get a veteran test, and that youth movement took them out quick. That's essentially the narrative I'm kind of getting after.
I mean, they're trying to push these young guys, so yeah, I that kind of makes sense to me here. But no, I mean, same stuff with UFC. I mean, my issue always is my betting takes. I try to, like, from a DFS perspective, I try and, like, lean away from my strong, stubborn takes, betting wise, but I struggle doing that. So that's always my issue, but nothing else I've learned. I know my issue. I'm just too stubborn to fix it.
I think it's being self-aware, big part of it. What would they have Pfeiffer at, right? Fife.
Did you find the number?
No, why am I not? Did they close the thing?
I just pulled it up. I can't find it either. Did the other book have him?
What division again? My mind just spinning. Middle, Joe.
Yeah, Redmond says he doesn't see it on DK either. So it's not just us. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, it happens. I mean, look at, they even have White House betting line. How many championship fights? That's exactly what I said. 2 or 3. That's
what's the
number.
Favorite? 3?
3 is the favorite at plus 150.
What's 4?
4-1. Might get your money. They
It's
just
gotta be 3. It's gotta be 3. It's gotta be 3.
It's
all
always
right. It's gotta be 3. I think it's 3.
I'll tell you, we're ready to get some winners this year for sure. Make sure you guys are checking out this weekend. We got a little live show. We're back at it.
Yeah, back at it. 11 Eastern. Back at it on this channel. So make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button on the video if you enjoyed the video. This thing will obviously keep up. But DFS on Saturday, 11 Eastern here on this. We'll talk all DFS and betting for the Saturday card, which should be a banger. We get a couple bangers in a row, which is nice with this long layoff. We get a couple good cards. And bought my Paramount Plus subscription, ready to roll for the year. I was pumped about it. ESPN out of the way. Paramount Plus is in. Ready to roll. So, and don't forget the season long. If you guys want season long DFS here, Big T's running the season long pool for MMA over at Run Pure Sports. You don't even have to be a member, though. You can sign up. Just go to his Twitter account. You'll see it pinned on his account, his Venmo. Venmo him $100. It's $100 for the entire year. So it's just a one payment charge, $100. You get in. It's for all the cards for the year, and he'll pay out like either the top 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever. It just depends on how many people get in, but he'll go through that once we get everyone locked in. It's going to start this Saturday for this Saturday's card. So if you guys want to get in by Saturday for sure. New hours, earlier start for the card too. Yeah, as an old man, I appreciate, honestly, I don't feel like I'm that old. I'm only, I'm 34 and I appreciate it. Shit, I appreciate it, Mike.
Oh, us East Coasters get it brutal. Those 2 a.m. walks, unless you have a major sweat going on and you've got like one that can move up or one that you're just praying holds on, it's brutal to try to like keep those eyes open. And I got contacts, so my eyes are like dried out. I'm like, oh, I can't even see.
Especially when you're like, I paid $80 for this and it's the main event and I like can't go to bed right now, but I want to go to bed so bad, but I can't do it because I have to watch this. But
no, it's gonna be a great year. I appreciate doing the Futures show with you, and we're back at it, dude. UFC's back.
Back, baby. Can't wait. It'll be awesome. Join in, like I said, Saturday, 11 Eastern time. That's going to do it, though, for the MMA Futures show over at runpuresports.com. Check out all your DFS and sports betting needs. We got you covered over there. And smash the like button on the video if you enjoyed this Futures edition. We'll be back for the DFS and betting edition for the first card of 2026 on Saturday. Until then, for Mike, I'm John. We'll catch you guys Saturday, 11 a.m. Eastern. We're out. Peace.